I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. Welcome back to the pod. As always, it's great to have you here. You know, while we're at it, why don't you go click that subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode? I'd hate for that to happen. My name's Jeff Matlow. I am a 3-time entrepreneur. I'm a leadership coach and a leadership consultant. I work with individuals and teams because all leaders have problems. And I've been through them all. I help you solve them quickly. And speaking of leadership, I want to talk to you about a big mistake that a lot of leaders and managers make. And it's a big mistake that most of them don't even know they're doing it. And in my coaching career, I see it all the time. In fact, you're probably doing it too. But we're going to fix that before the end of this talk we're having right now. First, we need to chat about Tom Brady, the football player. Tom Brady, as you may know, pretty much sucked as a college athlete. In fact, he wasn't drafted in the NFL until the 199th pick. There are only 254 picks. There are 7 rounds. He was in the 6th round. Now, the surprise wasn't that he got drafted so late in the process. The surprise was that he got drafted at all. In fact, he didn't even think he would be drafted. Fast forward to today, and Tom Brady is considered by a lot of people to be the greatest quarterback in history. Now, how did that transformation happen? Well, we're going to get there in a second. Before that, I want to talk to you about a different quarterback. His name is Jamarcus Russell. Have you heard of him? Yeah, I didn't think so. Jamarcus Russell was born to play football. His body, his athleticism, and his intuition made him the perfect specimen for the sport. Exactly the opposite of Tom Brady. Jamarcus Russell was the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and everybody expected that. But 3 years later, he was dropped from his team, and he never played professional football again. In fact, he's considered to be the worst number 1 draft pick in NFL history. So what happened to Jamarcus Russell? We're going to get there. Trust me, it's all going to make sense in a second after we discuss Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. Those 2 guys met at Ohio State in the 70s. Paul taught a course on business management and Ken took it. Yada, 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 and they became 2 of the most respected thinkers in the world of leadership and organizational behavior. They came up with the idea of situational leadership, and that, among other things, led to the skill-will matrix. That's what we're going to talk about now, the skill-will matrix. It's a tool that helps guide you in effectively managing your employees. It's actually kind of ingenious in its simplicity. Tom Brady's coach understood it. Jamarcus's coach, probably not. There are 4 quadrants of the skill-will matrix, and it's based on skill and will, like the name says. Skill, as you know, is your ability to do any given project. Will is your motivation. The skill-will matrix combines these 2 traits into a 4-quadrant matrix. Here's what each of the 4 quadrants are. Quadrant 1 is high skill, low will. These are the people who have the goods, but not the desire to get stuff done. Quadrant 2 is high skill, high will. These are the rock stars, the people who are experienced, skilled, and they just want to get shit done. Quadrant 3 are low skill, high will. These are the ones who really want to succeed, but they don't have the exact skill set yet. And then quadrant 4 are low skill, low will. They have neither the ability nor the desire to do the job. Does it mean they're useless? Maybe, maybe not. If you go to thebestleadershipnewsletter.com, you can see what this matrix looks like. In fact, I will put something in the notes below. Now, when you look at it, you'll realize that the skill-will matrix seems pretty obvious. I mean, you probably intuitively know that there are 4 different types of workers when it comes to skill and motivation. But tell me this. Since you know the difference between the workers in each quadrant, Why are you managing all of your employees the exact same way? As a leadership coach, I am fortunate enough to see all types of leadership behaviors in all types of companies. And one of the most common mistakes among leaders is managing all their employees as if they have the same level of skill and the same amount of motivation. In fact, I work with one CEO at a mid-sized company who really wants to believe all of his employees are high-skilled and high-willed. He acts like he has a company filled with those quadrant 2 people, but he doesn't. He treats everybody like they are highly skilled and hugely motivated, but then he gets frustrated when they don't perform the way he wants. Go figure. I work with another client who just became a VP at a fairly large company, and she acts as if all her employees don't know how to do their job and don't have the motivation to get it done. She treats them all like low skill, low will, quadrant 3 people. So she micromanages them. She doesn't give them the freedom to shine, and she monitors every part of their process. So what happened? In the end, she sucked all the motivation out of her team. So let me ask you, do you manage all your people as if they fall into the same quadrant? As if they all have the same amount of skill and same amount of motivation? You probably do and don't realize it, because this is what a lot of leaders do. Fortunately, there's a fix for it. And that's where Tom and Jamarcus come back into the picture. To manage your people based on their skill level and motivation for the job, you first need to create your own skill-will matrix. Fortunately, I did that for you. In the notes, you should find a download of the skill-will matrix. Also, you can find it at thebestleadershipnewsletter.com. Go there and search for skill-will matrix. So print that out and plot all of your people on the matrix. Got it? Great. Now here's how to manage them. Your high-skilled, low-willed people in quadrant 1, the way to manage them is to motivate them. You need to uncover what motivates these high-skilled, low-willed people. Try to connect the job to something that they want to achieve in their life. And make sure you acknowledge the good work that they do and try to keep them on that path to success. Now, be careful. This is where Jamarcus Russell was. High skill, low motivation. He had all the goods to be a superstar, but had an extremely low will to actually apply himself. He skipped training, he didn't listen to his coaches, and eventually that ended his career. Do you have any Jamarcus Russells on your team? Be careful. The next people are the high skill, high will people, the quadrant 2. The way to manage them is delegate, because these are your leader's dream team. So give them responsibility and autonomy and don't micromanage them. Let them soar. Just make sure you maintain those guardrails so they know when they're going a little too far to the right or left. Now, we all want a team full of quadrant 2, high skill, highly motivated people. Unfortunately, that's not how life works. That leads us to quadrant 3, the low skill, high will people. These are the people that don't have the skill to be superstars yet, but they are super motivated to get it done. The way to manage them is to coach them, because these are your future rock stars. They have the drive. So mentor them, guide them, focus on training, give them feedback, then watch them soar. Tom Brady is the prime example of a quadrant 3 person. He didn't have great skill, but his will to succeed was off the charts. He worked harder than almost everyone else, and in the end, thanks to great coaching, he became a 7-time Super Bowl champion. How many quadrant 3 people do you have on the team, the low-skilled, highly motivated ones? They could be treasures. And that leads us to quadrant 4, low skill and low will. The way to manage these people is to direct them. They need more of a high-touch management style. So you need to tell them what needs to get done, when it needs to get done, and help them determine how to do it. Then hold them accountable. But beware, because these people usually shouldn't last long in a company. Their attitude can drag down the motivation for the rest of the team. In fact, the quadrant 4 folks are probably the ones you complain about the most. So in the end, Tom Brady became the greatest of all time, not because of talent, but because someone coached the hell out of his will. But Jamarcus Russell, he fizzled out not because of a lack of talent, but because nobody could coach the hell into his will. You probably have at least one Tom and a Jamarcus on your team already. The only question is whether you know how to nurture each one to success. Most leaders don't. Most leaders assume everyone operates like they do. And most leaders manage every employee the same and then get frustrated when it doesn't work. But leadership is not about managing everyone the same. It's about giving everyone what they need to succeed. And this is the beauty of the skill will matrix. Because you don't win championships by pretending everyone is elite. You win by coaching the right people in the right way at the right time. And that's how you turn more Tom Bradys into superheroes and stop your Jamarcus Russells from taking the rest of your team down with them. Hey, if you want help understanding your team and how to best coach them, reach out to me. Go to thebestleadershipcompany.com and I'd love to talk to you. Free conversation. I can probably solve your problems in one free call. In the meantime, thanks for listening. I appreciate you coming here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a great one. Bye.